Namaskar. Welcome to the Joy of Learning. Regulatory requirements for medical devices including IVD, that is in vitro diagnostics in India, version 2. You might be wondering why version 2? Actually, the version 1 was launched in early 2019 by us as regulatory requirements for medical devices and IVDs, in vitro diagnostic kits in India. We had around 657 candidates enrolled for this course. Because this course has an optional examination, 100 took this examination, of which no one scored gold, that's 90 and above, but 16 secured silver, 40 elite, which is 60 to 74%, 40 completed successfully, which is 40 to 59% marks, and only 4 were unsuccessful candidates. So the feedback that we received from the version 1 of this course had been instrumental to us in designing the version 2. So thank you so much all the viewers and learners and candidates who had undergone this version 1 of our course and have shared with us all the valuable comments, feedbacks, because those were our building blocks when we designed this new course or version 2. So this time we are launching 2 such online courses. One is on regulatory requirements for clinical trials. We call it current regulatory requirements for conducting clinical trials in India using IND, that is investigational new drug and new drug version 2. This one is on medical devices and IVD. We call it as regulatory requirements for medical devices including in vitro diagnostics in India, the version 2. So, as you know that medical devices and in vitro diagnostics are undergoing a sea change in recent times. Every day you come to know about something happening about this medical device getting notified, that getting listed. There are a lot of activities happening in the area of medical devices. So this course will be in our radar to continually upgrade and update once we hear from you through your feedback, as well as our team, which will remain vigilant to work on it. So this course was developed, earlier version also, and this course also is developed by CDSA, Clinical Development Services Agency, which is an extramural unit of Translational Health Science and Technology Institute. THSTI is an autonomous institute under Department of Biotechnology, DBT, under Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of India. The entire course was reviewed for its quality and content and recorded by present regulators as well as the former regulators. This makes you hear from horse's mouth. So CDSCO, which is our India's drug regulator, or NRA, National Regulatory Authority, is Central Drugs Standard Control Organization, which is under the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India. So earlier course, which was version 1, had 10 lectures over a period of 4 weeks. This course is also about 4 weeks with 12 lectures. So what we did here was we included from the feedback 4 different lectures. One was on the biocompatibility, another was on clinical investigation plan, the third was on risk management, and the fourth was on international practices. So these four areas were very important and interesting that we addressed in this version 2. So the week 1, that every week that we have 4 weeks, we have week 1, every week we have around 3 lectures. So week 1, we begin with the introduction where we speak about the medical devices as well as in vitro diagnostics, overview. We also come down and discuss about the types of various devices, including the combination devices. We speak about drugs, we speak about drug versus device versus IVDs. The second lecture, which is MDR 2017, that is Medical Device Rules 2017, is a pretty interesting lecture. This lecture deals with the entire rules and it gives an implication of this rules on the medical devices. The third lecture is an offshoot of the earlier lectures where we speak about the classification of medical devices. This time we have added labeling also, which was missed out in our version 1. The week 2 starts with the standards of medical device, quality assurance and testing. The lecture 5 is a new lecture. It was not there in the version 1, and here we were speaking about all the biocompatibility studies that are conducted on medical devices. Lecture 6 is pretty interesting to us because we found many people have felt the need for having a separate lecture on clinical investigation, because the clinical investigation of medical device is not same as that of clinical investigation of drugs. This lecture addresses it. The week 3 begins with the quality assurance and the QMS, Quality Assurance Management System. The lecture 8 is pretty interesting for the new manufacturers because it speaks about how to obtain license to manufacture a medical device in India. The lecture 9 is a new lecture. It talks about the risk management. It gives a basic overview about what are the risk management system that should be followed in medical devices. So it very briefly addresses ISO 14971. Week 4th, which is the last week, which talks about a pretty interesting lecture called inspection. It talks about the inspection of medical devices as well as the IVD establishments, which will give you an insight of all the perspectives or all the areas which are covered under the gamut of inspection. Lecture 11 is all for the people who would like to export from India or would like to import. So it's a pretty interesting area. It talks about the import and export of medical devices as well as IVDs in India. The last lecture, lecture 12, talks about the medical device regulations and the international practices that are followed. This is absolutely a new lecture. So the 4 new lectures adds a new dimension to this course, which is the version 2. Now, who should take this course or who are our target learners? We feel the people who are working in this area will benefit from this course, especially the people who are working in medical device industry, IVD industry, in vitro diagnostics, various innovators and startups that we meet who are involved in either medical devices or IVDs in India, the people who are working in regulatory affairs, the people who are working in the capacity of ethics committee members in human ethics committees, where they review protocols or proposals which are based on either medical devices or in vitro diagnostics. Also, clinical trial or clinical research team members would benefit from this course. To us, it is beneficial for any person who feel that this course adds value to their body of knowledge. So, any person interested to acquire knowledge in this domain and area are invited to attend this course. What are the learning objectives and the possible outcome that we expect you to achieve at the end of this course? So, after the 4 weeks, we feel that all the learners who have taken up this 4-week course involving 12 lectures will have a basic idea about what is the Medical Device Rules 2017 speaking, what is in vitro diagnostics, what is medical device, who are different types, the combination device, the drugs device versus the IVDs. They will also know about the standards of medical device and testing, all the personnel who should be involved in that, what are the different quality assurance measures, what are the different QMS which are there existing in medical devices. They will also know how to obtain a manufacturing license, what are the things they will face during inspection, what are the fees they should be paying, what are the import and export procedures, what are the various international practices which are being followed in case they would like to export their product. This course also will address the 4 new areas which are biocompatibility studies in the medical devices, the clinical investigation areas, which is quite different from that of drugs, also about the risk management. So, pretty brief overview of the entire medical devices might be captured from this course. So, this course is a extensive effort by a very big team, and which is the core team is actually a very small team. So I acknowledge all the credit to the people who have made this course possible. So my first would be to the people who, when we tell the course as regulatory requirements, I think so the regulator deserves applause. Without their course support and continuous being with us to make this course possible should be acknowledged. So I thank the Drugs Controller General of India, Dr. Vijay Somani, the Joint Drugs Controller, Dr. K. Bangaru Rajanji, who had been very supportive to make this course come to you. I would like to thank sincerely Sri Asim Sahuji, who is the Deputy Drugs Controller, North Zone at CDSU, who had worked with us continuously over a period of say 1 year or so, and majority of our lectures were actually recorded over weekends and holidays, which is very tough because all the regulators have a very hectic schedule and it's certainly not possible to do it within their fixed within their time period of within their working times. So I thank Asim Sahuji for making this possible. He had taken huge effort through working on the content part, revising that, reviewing that, engaging with us, working on all the feedbacks, coming back with a lot of new inputs and making this course possible. So, and also the next speaker, the Sri Malay Mitraji, who happens to be the former Deputy Drugs Controller from CDSU. He had also put a lot of effort during the version 1 of this course, and that's why how we carry forward the legacy of the courses in this version 2. I also acknowledge the efforts made by Sri A.B. Ramteke, who is the former Joint Drugs Controller at CDSU, and he happens to be the Consultant of Regulatory Affairs at CDSA. My team members, Vandana Chawla and Jitendra, who had been support when we do this recording. It's a huge effort at our end, and we are a very small team of say 2 to 3 people. And our CDSA office, I also thank our management team, Professor Gagandeep Kang, Executive Director of THSTI, Professor Usha Menon, Strategy Lead of CDSA, and Dr. Nitya Wadhwa, Assistant Professor THSTI and Faculty in charge of CDSA. There are various contributors who I would like to acknowledge. Sri Sudhakar Mayurpadi and Sri G. Kalyan Verma had contributed to this some of the lectures in this course. I also thank the NPTEL team who had been very prompt, very vigilant and very supportive, especially Ms. Bharti, Mr. Mahesh, Ms. Lakshmi from IIT Madras, the IIT Delhi team where we did our majority of the recordings, Mr. Taneja, Mr. Sanjay and Mr. Mahinder. Our entire CDSA training advisory team, all the tech members I deeply acknowledge. And this course, ladies and gentlemen, is because of the efforts made by all the team members undoubtedly, but this can only be successful if it makes a difference to you. So this course is designed for you, and all your feedback is what it can make us continually improve. So please share your feedback with us. Your small points help us to address this and make this course a version 3 or maybe the new course much better than what we are learning, and we are doing it ourselves. So that's it. So I request and I invite all of the learners who will be taking this course to please write to us about what your feedback is, which lectures you found it interesting, which points which you thought were missing, maybe some areas we could have expressed more, or maybe we could have some better case studies or something more exciting informations, or any specific topic you would like to hear from us. So we look forward from hearing from you and continually improve. So I, on behalf of my entire team, I welcome you on board to this course and wish you all a very happy learning. Thank you, Namaskar and Jai Hind.